FC Tulsa have won their first 3 league and cup games after a win in Phoenix and a first ever success against Tampa Bay Rowdies. Today in the league they entertain a North Carolina side which includes former FC Tulsa favourite one Rodrigo da Costa. Good evening everybody, welcome into One Oak Field. Dave Saunders and Mitch Cashin guiding you through tonight's game. And Mitch, if you're Luke Spencer, it couldn't have gone much better for FC Tulsa this season.
It's been an unreal start for Luke. You hit it on the head, Dave, and I just know he's super excited for this game back at home. They played great last weekend, and like I said, they haven't conceded a goal yet. They're firing on all cylinders, and they're really looking forward to this test.
Let's have a look at 3 key players. We've got Mr. Reliable in goal, but let's start with Lamar Batista.
Yeah, Batista, he's one of those that had an unreal game. He got Team of the Week last week. He was on defenders and on his teammates, making sure everybody was in the right spot, and I know he's really looking forward to take that next step for this game.
And of course behind Baptista you need a good goalkeeper, and FC Tulsa have one of the best in Johan Peñaranda.
Yeah, Peñaranda, we've been calling on him all season. It's only been 2 games of course, but he came after week 1, Team of the Week. He was on the bench the second week. He hasn't conceded a goal. It's been pretty easy for him too, but like I said, he gives a lot of thanks to Batista and the guys in front of him.
And a new signing, but he got to work his way in from the bench, and that's Marcus Serrato.
Yeah, Serrato, he comes in with a lot of experience. He's going to be your 6th that's going to do all the dirty work, and I know he's excited for this first start.
I tell you what, it is a beautiful night here. It's perfect conditions for a game of football. We can't wait for the starting lineups after the break and also that first half call. It is FC Tulsa versus North Carolina FC.
I couldn't lay down, I couldn't stand up.
My shoulder blade and the muscles between the shoulder blades.
Bent over, couldn't stand up straight.
The pain just got progressively worse.
Turns out that I had scoliosis.
When I walked into Tulsa Spine and Rehab for the first time, I definitely felt very welcomed.
Dr. Riley, I just made an automatic connection.
He's going to take care of you and your needs and get you going.
I walked out of here and I didn't have a crick in my neck anymore.
There is truly here the desire to help people get better.
What does it take to safely transport 1/3 of America's natural gas? To meet the ever-growing energy demands of revolutionary technologies? To cleanly, reliably, and affordably power the world? It takes experience. 117 years worth. Experience that helps society move towards brave new horizons in technology and innovation that continues powering the future of our nation and the globe. Experience powers us.
Dear future Charlie, Mom said life is full of opportunities. She also said life is full of learning new things. Really, really cool new things. And when you have the right tools, there are a lot of skills to learn. If we all do the best we possibly can, you just never know whose life might change
for the better.
Tonight's match sponsor is Philbrook Museum of Art. Also tonight is presented to you by Ascension St John, by Bill Knight Ford, home of the Knight Advantage, and by Williams. We make clean energy happen. Well, good evening everybody. Welcome in again to One Oak Field on this beautiful evening. And let's have a look at the FC Tulsa starting 11. And Mitch Cashin alongside me. It's pretty straightforward. There's one change due to injury. In comes El Medcar wearing the number 10 shirt.
Yeah, El Medcar, he comes in. He came off the bench last game. You know, he deserved to start. He played really well, and Luke's given him his opportunity tonight. I know he's going to take it with professionalism and class and really approach it well.
As for North Carolina, they have to make 4 changes. In come Ezra Armstrong, Paco Craig, Alcac and Somersault into their starting 11. As we said, look out for that number 16, Rodrigo da Costa. You pay your entrance money just to see him, wouldn't you?
Yeah, da Costa, he's a great player. Obviously, you know, we all know that from calling his games over the last few years. He's going to come in with a lot of experience, move the ball, be a key player for them, float around. FC Tulsa is definitely going to have to watch him tonight.
They certainly are. Rodrigo da Costa then back here on familiar territory for him. Injury report, Andrew Booth, Alex Dillou, Michael Creek out, and we saw Alex Dillou, Mitch Cashin in the stand. Absolutely none for North Carolina, but Alex Delou's done well. It's a shame that he's going to miss out through injury.
Yeah, it's definitely a bummer. He started last game. He had a great showing in the first half, and you know, he had a lot of chances on goal. So I know we saw him. He's supporting his teammates. He's being a good leader right now.
That injury report brought to you by OSU Medicine. We are almost ready to go. FC Tulsa will be playing in that all-black strip with the gold numbers up against North Carolina, who are going to be wearing purple shorts with their red socks and red shirts. The crowd expectant because FC Tulsa have hit the ground running. They haven't conceded a goal, and as we said in the build-up to this game, 2 wins in the league, 1 away, 1 at home, and also an Open Cup victory in midweek. Away we go then, and immediately Arthur Rogers belts the ball forward towards the front line, which is going to be of Elmedkar, Calera and Stojanovic. Here's AB Sissoko, the captain. Rogers picks out Owen Dunn, cleverly heads it in field. There's a turn, but there's a clearance from the North Carolina side, who come into this one having had a pretty good result in their last game. It was a 1-1, the opening game of the season, a 1-1 draw. They did go down by 2-1 at home to Loudoun in a close game last time out. Here they come then, forward down the right hand side. Here is Da Costa, left-footed, familiar ball that we're used to seeing here at FC Tulsa, but it comes to nothing. But Mitch, Da Costa's going to play on the right, but I think you can see that he's going to drift in on that beautiful left foot of his.
Yeah, you're right, Dave. He's going to come in. He's got both feet, but he's very strong on the left. So you know that the coach put him on the right side because he's going to like to cut in. He wants to get that quick shot off with his left foot, and then he's also going to cut back to put crosses in like we just saw.
Let's have a look at the keys to the game. And Mitch, fairly standard, you know, deny opportunities on goal, finish chances, stop the counter-attack. I mean, they've done all 3 of those pretty well this season.
No, Luke's team, FC Tulsa, they've done a great job so far. I'm going to definitely talk about the first and the third one. You know, they haven't conceded a goal yet, so they've done a great job defensively. They've only scored 1 per game, which obviously is given them the dub, so no complaints. However, they've had lots of opportunities, and they want to capitalize on that.
1-0, a familiar score line for FC Tulsa. They went to Phoenix and won by that score. Then a first ever victory against Tampa Bay Rowdies here at One Oak Field a week ago, and in midweek against crosstown rivals Tulsa Athletic 1-0 in the Open Cup. Throw in for North Carolina. Boubacar Diallo in the midfield there gets fouled, and there will be an early free kick for FC Tulsa. And there is the coach of North Carolina, John Bradford. This is his 5th season as head coach and has really turned things around, and they got into the playoffs notably last season. Experienced coach, doing a good job, Mitch, at North Carolina.
No, he's doing a great job so far.
Throw in then for Lamar Batista, who made the team of the week with his outstanding performance on this very field a week ago in that 1-0 home victory against Tampa Bay Rowdies. Hard fought victory, but he's certainly come in and settled well on the left of the back 3, which includes this man AB Sissoko and Arthur Rogers wearing 14, and behind them, of course, we've already talked about him, Johan Peñaranda. somersault in the midfield. Coming in, one of the 4 to come in, playing alongside Colin Martin in that midfield. Here's Da Costa. Here is Martin. It's only the second ever meeting between these two. Last season, North Carolina won the only meeting on their own patch by 2-0. There's Paco Craig, the Englishman, in for this one, former Miami FC man. Ezra Armstrong couldn't get that one in field. It's going to be a throw-in for Arthur Rogers. Rogers in his second season with FC Tulsa. Had some injury problems to contend with last year, Mitch, but he's really slotted in well, and this back three have really gelled together pretty quickly for FC Tulsa.
No, 100%, and it was unfortunate last year with Arthur having the injuries like you're talking about, and he's a good player. Luke speaks very highly of him, so I know that they're going to want him to get healthy and stay healthy.
That was Al Kark with the ball here, wearing 19, up against Rogers. Rogers wants to throw, Rogers gets the throw. There he is, Arthur Rogers, man born in London.
And I was thinking it's going to be interesting to watch how Rogers complements this back three, because he's used to playing outside back, and now he's playing on the outside of a back three. So it's going to be interesting to see how he plays out and evolves and grows in that role, as an outside of the three, which is very, very different than a traditional outside back.
Yeah, you're right. It's an evolving role, isn't it, this back three. He goes long here, looking for Calera. Taylor Calera, who did score in midweek in the Open Cup from the penalty spot, got himself on the board. Now there's a long ball through, looking for Calera or El Maikar. Here's Da Costa pulling the strings in the midfield.
Yeah, we talked about that. Da Costa, he's playing right forward right now. He's playing a number 9, but really right now he's playing as like an 8 or a 10 in the midfield. So he's going to roam around. He's going to do his thing. FC Tulsa's just always going to need to make sure to have an eye on him.
It's a very high press as well. Here's Lamar Batista. I talked to Lamar Batista in the press call this week, and of course he's come from North Carolina, and I said, are you looking forward to playing against your old teammate Rodrigo Da Costa? He said, oh yeah, he said, but he is a real pain in the back, because he said he will float around, he said, and he will dictate things, but he said, yeah, I am looking forward to playing with him. And I said, well, of course, you playing on the left, him playing on the right. He said, don't be fooled by that. He said, Rodrigo's going to be everywhere.
No, exactly. I was just about to say, that makes the story even better, because they're going to be able to play against each other. But, to Batista's point, he's going to have a lot of opportunity of not seeing him, because he's going to come into the midfield, drop to get the ball, and try to be the magician on it.
Johan Peñaranda clears long, looking for Stojanovic. Paco Craig got there first. Calera trying to make a nuisance of himself, but North Carolina it is with the ball, coming forward down the left-hand side. Again looking for Ahmed Al-Kak here. He's up against 2. Harvey Sinclair helping out. Now the low ball into the area, right-footed away by Arthur Rogers. Here's Connor Donovan. Donovan's ball will go through to Peñaranda, who'll be pleased just to get his hands on the football. 7 minutes gone here, 0-0. Gera Signs are industry leaders in visa processing for professional athletes. They work hard off the field for the players to succeed on it. Reach out today for your organisation's consultation. Gera Signs. Throw into FC Tulsa right on halfway. Arthur Rogers wearing 14. Crowd have been treated to the 1-0 win last Saturday. They are back here for this one, and then in 6 days FC Tulsa are back here again, entertaining Sacramento Republic. And let's say the crowd are expecting things, Mitch. The bar has been raised. I know we talked about it a lot last week, but there's a new era here and a new expectation.
No, there definitely is, and we have some loyal fans here at FC Tulsa, and they've had a very fun week. Last Saturday they had the win 1-0, and then Tuesday you got the game against the crosstown rival for the Open Cup against Tulsa Athletic, 1-0 win, and they showed up rowdy to that one. Then you show up again here now. It's just an expectation now to win, not a, oh, I wonder what it's going to be like tonight. I wonder what team we're going to get tonight. It's, oh no, like this team's coming to play. And the fans expect that, and the team has shown that they're going to deliver.
Almost a giveaway there to DaCosta. You don't want to do that, but AB Sissoko stuck out his long leg and foiled the danger. Now Calera running down that left-hand side. He's got him behind the defence here. There's a slightly untidy challenge, but it's going to go away for a corner for FC Tulsa, and that was a good breakaway, Mitch, by Taylor Carrera.
Yeah, Calera right there. He's a bit more rapid than I thought he was. We haven't really seen him run like that in the first two games, but you know, you cannot get fooled by his size. Even though he's got decent size for a number 9, he's quite rapid as well.
There's Luke Spencer, the first head coach role of his career, promoted to the head coaching role in November 24, was assistant to Mario Sanchez last season. He is the head coach. Here's the Katrina Freshmetz corner into the area, headed away. Where's it going to come down? It's going to be cleared away by the North Carolina defense, and Harvey Sinclair will plant it back into the box. There's a slight push from Lamar Batista. He's got away with it. Now there's a little bit of, nobody could get the ball from underneath their feet there, but in the end North Carolina clear the danger, and that one is going to be just about, I was going to say kept in, but then the flag goes up on the far side. But just a little bit of confusion in the North Carolina defense, but nobody could really get it up from under their feet.
No, it was a 50-50 right there. It was a hard angle for us. I mean, couldn't tell who was going to come out with it. You know, North Carolina very fortunate to get out of the situation on top.
There is Lamar Batista to Sissoko. Arthur Rogers fully involved right from the beginning. 11th minute, 0-0. Harvey Sinclair links up very well with Arthur Rogers. That's another thing. We talked about Rogers being in the right of the three, but he links extremely well with Harvey Sinclair, who's playing as a right wing-back.
Yes, and because Arthur Rogers is used to a traditional outside back role, he's able to be complementary to that right wing back because he knows what that guy's looking for. He knows what he's expecting.
Ezra Armstrong into the box, headed down by Conway, and Sissoko, it just bounced up and he kneaded away, and it will be a corner to North Carolina FC, the Katrina Freshmetz corner. And here is the man Rodrigo DaCosta. He joined FC Tulsa in 2019, played 5 wonderful seasons here, and he still holds the club record for the most goals and assists. Holds his left arm aloft, left-footed ball, low into the box, flicked on to the far post. Bryce Washington will keep this one in. They'll have to go back. Now it's planted towards the 18-yard line. It misses everybody, including Stojanovic. DaCosta. Armstrong came off him the last touch. There's Harvey Sinclair, and in the end the referee said he's going to go with a free kick. Sinclair was clever there, but it was good defending as well.
Yeah, it was great one-on-one defending from St. Clair. You know, usually you want to bite and take the cross fake right there, but he stayed strong, stayed on his feet. Right here you're able to see he didn't flinch. Good block, put his body between the ball and draws the foul. Smart play, well done by St. Clair.
Harvey Sinclair in his second season with FC Tulsa. Signed in February 2024. Again, one of those players that now you kind of ink him into the team sheet, but he had to bide his time and get his place. Peñaranda has to come out of his area to right foot that one away. Throwing on the far side. Come up to the 13-minute mark here. Goalkeeper is Jake Maguire, wearing all yellow. Referee tried to play an advantage and then had it back. The tug was on Colin Martin. Here he is, weighing 17. Experienced player, 30-year-old. 4 seasons with San Diego loyal, over 100 appearances for them. Good signing, good man to have in the middle. There's Da Costa, and that's going to be harmlessly away and going to be rolled out. Dave Saunders and Mitch Cashin with you, and Mitch Cashin is keeping the seat warm for one of our loyal fans and one of our broadcasters. And want to say congratulations to Anna, Bergel and Truman on the safe birth of their son Liam. All is going well. Proud parents, and we look forward to having Anna back in the booth with us again. Congratulations to the three of you. Here's Martin. Now Da Costa, there he is in the middle. We said he wouldn't be on the right for very long. Tries to bring in Mensigan. Here is Da Costa sharing a 1-2 with Mensigan. And then in the end, good tackle by El Medcar, who's back there helping out. Owen Dahm did well to get a little bit of room there. And Batista not afraid to go back to Johan Peñaranda. He's gone long here to Stojanovic, who heads it in field. But again, tidy play. And here's Colin Martin for North Carolina. Finds Evan Conway in some space. Conway will hit one, but it was never going to bother Johan Peñaranda, although he does have a little bit of a go at his defence and say, you know, Conway had a lot of room there, I think.
No, Conway had a lot of space. I think he was even surprised with how much space he had. He was easily able to turn, get the ball, drive downfield 15, 20 yards and rip a shot, even though obviously, you know, Peñaranda had no problem with it as it went far right. Seems a bit casual from FC Tulsa right now, which is what Peñaranda, I think, was alluding to by, you know, based on his posture and language. It looked like he was speaking to his defenders by saying, hey, we need some urgency right now. Like right now we're playing with way too much complacency.
Well, it's interesting, isn't it, that, you know, one of the facets of the modern game is you've got defenders now kind of high-fiving each other. You know, when they put in a good tackle, it is something that has come into the game. It's a good thing. And FC Tulsa, as we keep saying, their standards defensively, they haven't conceded a goal yet, and they are doing that kind of thing. And when things don't go right, they're going to have a go at each other, aren't they, and say, you know, you've got to shut him down there.
No, exactly, and that alludes to what we were talking about last game, which is the culture that's being built here by Luke and Caleb and the staff as a whole here at FC Tulsa. They want to build the camaraderie between each other, and they can hold each other to a high standard, and that's exactly what we saw.
Just see Paco Craig here. There's shoulder to shoulder, but there's barging as well, which is...
Yeah, smart play by Medcar just to get in front of him, put his body in front of him, slow down, draw the foul, get a good set piece in from Colley right here.
Yeah, Colley has not really had too many touches of the football in this game. Here he is, the Australian, holds both arms aloft, needs a good delivery, comes off the one-man wall of Evan Conway. It's back in, there's a flick on there by Batista. Now the flag's gone up. Referee has now seen it, and there will be a free kick. The referee tonight is Igor Bajc, and this is his first USL Championship game, if my stats are correct. He has had MLS Pro experience, but he's done a good job so far. And that's a good tackle from Sissoko. Zoko, the 25-year-old Frenchman, signed from Memphis, where he logged over 2,500 minutes. A very good signing. Came in with the captain's armband as well. Organises the defence very well. And now Coley has knocked over Colin Martin. Easy one for the referee to give. Coley, who's enjoying life here in Tulsa, having come in from Australia. It's a bit of an Australian connection, of course, with Caleb Sewell, the sporting director and general manager. And also there is an assistant coach for FC Tulsa in his first game, and that's Andrew Christensen. did actually touch down on the tarmac in Tulsa last Saturday, and I think he actually, bleary-eyed, was at the game. Here's DaCosta. There's the ball driven in, but that's Johan Peñaranda with an easy catch, enjoyed by the FC Tulsa faithful behind his goal. 19 minutes, 0-0. Thanks for your company here on My41 and also ESPN Plus. Dave Saunders, Mitch Casham with you. There's Martin, can't quite thread the ball through. Now there's a strong run down the left-hand side. Across comes the defender, Connor Donovan, to clear the danger. Ascension St John, presented by Ascension St John. Now there's some tackles going in the midfield. Conway almost came away with it, and Alcac.
Yeah, you can see DaCosta there frustrated with his teammate as he felt like he was wide open and wanted to get the ball right there with the first touch pass, try to get in behind, put it on his left. Unfortunate to miss that pass right there for North Carolina.
Well, welcome to the 2025 USL kickoff presented by Terminix. Throughout the month of March, the USL will be kicking off across the country. Join us for all the action on ESPN and CBS Sports platforms. Throw-in going to be taken by the left back Ezra Armstrong, the 26-year-old from North Carolina, had his youth career at Sporting KC. Trying to fashion out some room. Gets it back to Connor Donovan. All a little bit untidy at the moment. Both teams kind of looking at each other's formations, Mitch, and it's a little bit like a chess match at the moment.
Yeah, it almost seems like both teams are trying to figure each other out, how to break through the different positions and formations that they're playing, as they are playing very different formations, with North Carolina playing with almost a 2-3 up top. FC Tulsa playing with your traditional one up top with Calera.
Yeah, it turns into a 3, doesn't it, very quickly, but you're right, it's Calera's up top on his own. I mean, you can argue formations now, can't you? It could be a 3-4-3.
Yeah, you can easily tell that whenever they have the ball, they open up wide, then the two wing backs push forward, and then whenever they're defending, they sit back.
The FC Tulsa bench. Delence Pierre is a defender. Marcos Serrato, we've already talked about in the open. Here's the replay of that one.
Here we go, and Owen Dom gets the ball first, gets his touch on it, draws contact. It's an easy call for the ref.
Edwin Lasso, Patrick Segrist, who came on and scored the goal, of course, last week. Stefan Lukic. Brian Dowd, the goalkeeping substitute, and also Faisal Batash. So plenty of subs and combinations for Luke Spencer to look at. He's down there talking at the moment with Caleb Saul. Caleb Saul with the beard there is the sporting director. Owen Dart to Coley. Stojanovic, well worked here to Harvey Sinclair, just trod on the ball which stopped his momentum.
Yeah, Stojanovic definitely wanted that ball put into the channel as he played it and kept his run going.
Paco Craig with some good defending there. It's going to go all the way back to Jake Maguire. Jake Maguire, like my co-commentator here, Mitch Cashin, attended the University of Tulsa before your time, Mitch, 2013 to 16.
Yeah, no, he was a great player. He played a little bit before I showed up, but I remember when I came onto campus, they still talked about him. Had a great college career, went on to go pro, and has continue to play in the professional environment. So shout out to you, Jake. Great job.
Yeah, Jake Maguire also played, he's 30-year-old now, Californian. He also played with Paco Craig. Of course, those two in the same North Carolina side tonight. They played together at Miami FC as well. Did play in Sweden in 2019 and 20. It's his second stint with North Carolina. Went to Miami in between those two stints. Here's Sissoko. Johan Peñaranda. Two good goalkeepers on display here in this game. 0-0 the score. Here's Harvey Sinclair. Thought about going over the top to Calera. Arthur Rogers. You'd say, Mitch, that FC Tulsa have had more of the possession in this game than they did last week.
I would agree, especially in the first half. Tampa Bay definitely had most of the ball. I believe, if I remember correctly, it was about 60-40 in terms of possession by the end of the game. And, you know, FC Tulsa has shown that while they do want to play, it definitely seems like they somehow always end up with the least amount of possession, but then always find a way to get chances and put the ball in the back of the net. Because right now we're seeing North Carolina, just like we saw last week, has been on the ball a little bit more, seems to have the ball, you know, in the final third, getting more opportunities on goal. And FC Tulsa has yet to really have one clear chance yet.
Katrina Freshmack's corner from one Rodrigo da Costa. In towards the near post. Elmarkar gets it away, but somehow it finds its way back to Rodrigo da Costa, who plants another ball in there. Stojanovic heads it in there. Infield was the header from Bryce Washington, but again an easy catch for Johan Peñaranda.
That was a great head across by Washington, trying to find his player, but Peñaranda, I mean, that's why he was goalkeeper of the week 1, and on the bench for week 2, because he continues to make plays for his team.
Now there is the Australian Andrew Christensen, who is the coach alongside Luke Spencer, joined from being the assistant coach at the Western Sydney Wanderers. And he said, and I quote, "We were aligned in our values and ambitions." That's when he spoke to Ryan Kraft and Caleb Sewell. So a good acquisition to FC Tulsa, and again, Mitch, the experience just keeps on coming into FC Tulsa, doesn't it?
Yeah, no, Caleb, he's done a great job ever since he's stepped foot into the city of Tulsa. He's taken it with pure professionalism, bringing guys around him with all the same values and goals, and everything seems to be aligning right now for them.
As the world demands low-cost, low-carbon energy, Williams will be there with the best transport, storage and delivery solutions. Williams, we make clean energy happen. It is 0-0. We're in the 27th minute. Now, this is one of those tackles that is a good tackle, but unfortunately leaves somebody injured on the floor.
Yeah, unfortunate for Conway. I mean, he's trying to make a play on the ball. He's getting to there first, and then, FC Tulsa player comes in with a decent tackle, tries to make a play as well. And at the end of the day, you got two players being competitive and trying to make plays on the ball.
It's an interesting one for me, Mitch. You know, we can talk about the old days when I used to play, and, I talk to other people of my age. You would have been told by your coach, get a tackle in like that, make sure you play the ball, be tough, and nowadays, and I think the referee's got that one right, but of course, North Carolina, Da Costa was talking to the referee, that kind of tackle is going out of the game a little bit, isn't it? What's your view? You play the game right now. What's your view on that?
I mean, yeah, definitely. I think Da Costa comes in. I understand where he's coming from. He's thinking the FC Tulsa player came in. Maybe he's saying he went studs up. Maybe he's saying he came in a bit late, a bit reckless with the tackle. So I understand what he's doing from his point of view. But at the same time, you want to leave everything on the line. You want to make plays. You want to make tackles too. You want the other team to feel you. You don't want to be soft going into the ball. You want to go in hard and make a statement and let people know that when when you're going for the ball, you're definitely going to expect contact. That's the biggest thing, at least for me, whenever I was playing, is always make contact with the other team. Let them know that you're there, because you don't want them to get comfortable. So right now, I can promise you, Conway, he's going to remember that tackle for the rest of the game. So he knows every time he's getting the ball, he's going to remember, I just got taken out, a few minutes ago. Like, I'm going to, be a little bit more cautious.
And I hasten to add, we're very pleased that Conway is okay and looks to be okay to come back into the game. Still having to wait his turn on the sideline for 30 seconds. Here's the ball down that left-hand side for FC Tulsa, playing from left to right on your screens in the all-black strip. And Conway straight away goes back into the back of Baptista, as if to say, well, there we go.
To my point earlier, he came onto the game. He said, "All right, if you want to put me on the ground, I'll put you on the ground right back." So it lets you know that they don't remember that stuff. They keep their receipts and they remember who did what.
And I love battles all over the field, and we've got one there, which is good for the game. Sinclair has just run out of field there. It's going to be a throw in for Ezra Armstrong, the left back for North Carolina FC, playing for the first time here at One Oak Field. Last season, as I said, there was one game in North Carolina, won by the home side by 2-0. Coming up to the half-hour mark. Here's to Costa. Armstrong. Boubacar Diallo does well to try and win it back for his side. It's going right into the corner here. Costa's clever, gets the throw in. He will leave it for Armstrong. Players are plenty coming into the box. Ezra Armstrong
is coming in with the long throw. I feel like you don't see that too often in the USL Championship stage.
No, that was a long line drive throw, wasn't it?
Yep. But, if you got a player that can put it into the box like it's a corner, and you got big guys that can go up and win headers, I mean, why not?
Colin Martin, extremely experienced, works his way back to his defence. Raheem somersault. Dam does really well there. Slips the ball here to Boubacar Diallo. He goes all the way down that right-hand side for Harvey Sinclair. Sinclair, early ball into the box. It's a flying overhead kick from Stojanovic. Still the ball is in, and now it's away for a Katrina Freshmax corner for FC Tulsa. That would have been some goal, Mitch.
That would have been awesome. But that all started from Owen Dam. From midfield, what a turn by him. Take players on, beat people on the dribble, find a pass, and then St. Clair puts in a decent ball, and that would have been a wicked goal if that was able to make a little bit better connection, but, you can always respect a guy trying.
Here's the corner. Plenty of players in and around that 6-yard box. It goes all the way over everybody, and it's a little bit of a waste. It's going to go harmlessly away for a goal kick. And we will have a break. And this is the Ramadan break, the breaking of the fast for players such as A.B. Sissoko and Boubacar Diallo. And Mitch, we said last week it's a wonderful thing that the USL is bringing here and into the world game as well, as people celebrate their faiths, and this wonderful game of football just brings everybody together in that way, doesn't it?
Yeah, it just definitely shows that around the world, it's bigger than just the game. Like, these are people that have lives, that have beliefs and faiths and backgrounds, and we all come from different cultures, and just respect from where people come from, and being able to make the decisions that they want to make and live their faith out.
Crowd are enjoying it. It's an interesting game, isn't it? 0-0. Obviously, as a neutral watching this, you want more goals, but both of these teams are good defensively, and we haven't seen the goalkeepers really work tonight as yet.
No, not yet. And I mean, Peñaranda, I mean, he's had to come up and grab some crosses and some headers back across, but when it comes to shots, I think neither keeper has really truly been tested yet.
Lots of families come to One Oak Field, sitting on those grassy banks behind Jake Maguire's goal and also behind the coaching benches. There they are, you can see them. Lots of fun. FC Tulsa do a really good job with their team in providing entertainment for the families. And it's a goal kick for Jake Maguire, wearing all yellow tonight. There he is. Clears it towards the left-hand side of the field. There's a good header infield. Da Costa gets a foot on it, gives it away to Stojanovic. Stojanovic can't get round two players. The referee said, in fact, there was a foul by Stojanovic in the end, which left Ezra Armstrong down. He gets a couple of high fives. To my point earlier about, you know, I know he won a free kick there, but defensively, I think, you know, all the teams that I see, they're trying to bring this defence together, and it's not just a high five when you score a goal anymore. It's throughout the whole team, isn't it?
Yes, exactly. They're trying to. It seems like, you know, people and teams across the country are trying to build that camaraderie amongst each other and, you know, support each other. Not only get on each other whenever you make mistakes, but then when you do something good, do the same as well.
Boubacar Diallo got a foot in it. Here's to Costa, trying to slip that one through to Menzigan. Menzigan here will shoot, but the Rio de Janeiro connection ends up with the ball in about row T.
I mean, there's Da Costa again. You got to watch out for him. He's dangerous. I mean, that's why he led FC Tulsa with the most assists in club history. I mean, I think it's smart play by him to take the first touch, try to get the finish, on the first touch, get your shot off, because I think if he takes a touch, then that allows Owen Dom to come in and make a play. Just, you know, unfortunate not to get the connection I know he wanted.
Menzigan has got a goal this season. In fact, last week in the 2-1 defeat to Loudoun. Born in Rio de Janeiro, as I said, like Rodrigo Da Costa. And here he is taking the throw-in. Had a season with Memphis 901. Conway's inside the box here, but again, Arthur Rogers has done really well there. Excuse it, wasn't Conway, it was in fact Alcock. It's his first year as a USL player, played his college ball at UNC. He's actually from Oak Ridge in North Carolina. And there's Arthur Rogers with a clever bit of defending. Johan Peñaranda with Lamar Batista. Clears. Coley gets a header on halfway. FC Tulsa had the ball, lost it, won it back again. Here's El Medkar. He goes down in a heap. The referee says it will just be a throw-in. You played against El Medkar. What kind of a player is he, Mitch?
Yeah, he played at Kentucky. Great player. He's, you know, very smart on the ball. He's going to be a player that's going to always work hard, someone that your team can count on to really do the dirty work too, because while he is very clever on the ball as well, you know, sometimes guys like that are really good on the ball and want to be on the attack all the time, like El Medkar, you can't always depend on them defensively, and he is one of those guys that you can.
Maybe Sissoko flicked the ball on. It's cleared away, and it'll be a throw into FC Tulsa on halfway. Tonight's match is brought to you by Tulsa Spine and Rehab. Ball over the top here, looking for Stojanovic. He goes towards goal, but in the end it was nothing, something of nothing, wasn't it?
Yeah, and that was a great play by Stojanovic right there. Chested down, try to get in a little half volley going on, but, you know, unfortunate to not to get the connection that I know he wanted, and an easy scoop and save for Maguire. Again, to the points you've been talking about earlier, Dave, is McGuire's been yet to be tested. Anything he's gotten has been right to his chest or on the floor. Easy pickup for him.
Echo Craig will go back here to Maguire. He goes to Ezra Armstrong. Tulsa spine and rehab, giving you lasting pain relief. Well, we're in the 39th minute here. It's 0-0. And here's Armstrong trying to clear his lines. FC Tulsa coming forward again. There's Coley trying to chip it through. Couldn't get it to Harvey Sinclair. Now to Costa in one of those pockets of space. He goes towards Conway, but here's Lamar Batista, who's defended really well.
You got to really watch DaCosta whenever he gets his head up and he's got players around him. He's not looking for the pass in the first 10 yards. He's looking for the pass beyond that. He's trying to break the line. He's always trying to play behind the other team, which is what makes him so unique and such a dangerous player, and really important for teams to scout him.
Connor Donovan will go back to keeper Maguire, who clears the ball up into the night sky. A few clouds in the sky here, but no threat of any rain. Beautiful night for a game of football under the lights here at One Oak Field. Hope you're enjoying this one on My41 and also ESPN Plus as Galera gets in behind the defence here. Rolls it back for Coley. Coley to Boubacar Diallo. Now Arthur Rogers. And they work it right to Harvey Sinclair onto his left foot. Ezra Armstrong is in there. Well, the USL on CBS kicks off April 6th with two former USL Championship title winners battling it out. Join us on Sunday, April the 6th, as undefeated San Antonio FC takes on Western Conference rival Phoenix Rising FC at 4 p.m. Eastern on CBS. Games coming thick and fast on these platforms for you here in the USL Championship. Colin Martin in that midfield. Uncomplicated player. Back to Jake Maguire. Here is Martin, not afraid to go to the back line and get the ball. Easily takes the ball out of defence. Loose pass, but Boubacar Diallo's there with Martin. Now, a little bit of space here for Stojanovic. Could shoot, does. Palmed away. El Merco picks it up on the left-hand side of the box, threads it into the box, and it's away as DaCosta gets it behind for a corner. Good play from FC Tulsa, the best they've been in this first half.
No, that's definitely the best chance thus far. I know we're going to have a replay coming up. We're going to be able to digest this whole play. But, I mean, what a touch by Stojanovic, able to truly test Maguire right there. Maguire, great save. And then Almekar tries to slide one across. But DaCosta tracking back, doing it all offensively and defensively for his team.
Now, look at the number of players in and around the penalty spot, jostling for position. A North Carolina player goes down. I want to say it's DaCosta. A.B. Sissoko tries to pick him up. DaCosta not too happy about something, but Sissoko and DaCosta know each other pretty well. Here's the corner from Coley. The Katrina Freshmax corner taken short. Arthur Rogers, left-footed ball into the box. There's a whole host of players, and then it drops down easily for Jake Maguire, and it remains 0-0.
Yeah, Calera right there just tries to bike it real quick, a little half bike, but right to Maguire, easy save for him. This is the first time we've seen FC Tulsa play it short. Good ball by Arthur Rogers, and then Calera just does everything he can to just try to get a little shot on goal.
Connor Donovan did some good experience defending as well, and didn't really let him. You said the half bike. I don't think Donovan was going to let him do the full bike, was he?
No, definitely not. I think Calera was just like, I'm going to do whatever I can to get this ball going backwards.
Throw in, Owen Darm. Pace just up a little bit from FC Tulsa. The possession stats ran about 50-50. Now FC Tulsa taking their time with Bautista. It's Arthur Rogers who managed to find some space. Harvey Sinclair, what can he do? He'll go for goal, a cross goal, and it nearly was turned in by Calera, who was not very far away from that at all.
No, not far. And St. Clair was definitely just trying to place that right behind the defense right here. We got, what a ball by Arthur Rogers, taking on teams, finding St. Clair. You know, good ball across, low, driven on the ground, right in between the keeper. That's the worst as a defender, as someone who played outside back. When you're running towards your own goal and the ball is coming across your face, that's always the worst, because that's when you can get own goals and you lose track of the other team. You know, good ball by St. Clair. I know Calera was trying to get a foot on that one. And it almost seems, Dave, as if this is exactly the pace and the tempo that happened last time we called the game. Is FC Tulsa starts slow, but then right before the half they get loads of chances and really changes the tempo of the game for them.
Yeah, Alex DeLu had 2 or 3 chances late on, didn't he, last week? Now it's a good threaded ball. Stojanovic just outdone by the defender. Here's Mensigan. Clears up to Conway. Conway to DaCosta. Even the great man gets things wrong sometimes. DaCosta's ball is out. Owen Darm has done well on that left-hand side. Owen Darm was substituted at half-time last week, and on came Patrick Segrist, who ended up getting the only goal of the game. Luke Spencer was telling me in the week it wasn't tactical. He was just feeling a little bit under the weather, suffering from a few of the allergies. Here he is right on the ball, seems to be absolutely fine. We're going to have 3 minutes of Tulsa Tech stoppage time. Bautista with a wonderful ball to Harvey Sinclair, who just inadvertently gave it to Ezra Armstrong. There is Harvey Sinclair, the Englishman, but he's going to leave this for Lamar Bautista, who I guess is another long throw specialist.
Yes, no, he's exactly like Armstrong on the North Carolina side. But well, it looks like they're going to change plans, or they're trying to figure it out themselves. I don't think they know what they want yet, but Bautista looks like he's coming to get the ball. You can expect a long throw right here.
So Bautista is playing on the left-hand side, obviously, for this throw-in. Now launches the ball towards the near post. There's a header away by Donovan. Good play from Arthur Rogers. Loops the ball into the box. Where's it going to fall? It's going to fall here for Owen Darm, who hit it pretty well on the left foot, but not well enough. Here's DaCosta trying to bring things out for his team. He goes down, and the referee says it's a free kick.
Yeah, smart play by DaCosta. He knows the play's not going anywhere. He knows he's in trouble. We got 2 guys on him, and he just stops right in front of the ball, puts his body in between the defender, gets an easy call.
Well, soccer season is here, and SeatGeek is the official ticketing partner of the USL. Get all your USL tickets and more from the #1 ticketing site, SeatGeek. Your ticket to great seats. 0-0. Tulsa Tech stoppage time, of which we've got just over a minute of that left. FC Tulsa just have, in the last few minutes, had a bit more of action on Jake Maguire's goal. Here's Calera to El Madkar. Now there's a shot which is over, and there was a touch, so it will be late on here a Katrina Freshmex corner.
And surely you'd imagine this might be the last play of the half, so you can expect the FC Tulsa players to come in flying to get this ball.
And unsurprisingly, everybody in a red shirt back in the box. There's Coley, born in Perth, Australia, made nearly 60 appearances for Perth Glory in the A-League in over 4 years. First season in the USL. Again, a good signing. Holds his left arm aloft. Can he produce something magical here for FC Tulsa? Line drive into the box. It hits a defender, goes back into the box. Was there a handball there? Play on, says the referee. Menzigan is coming away here and makes a bit of a mess of the clearance, but I don't think there'll be too much time left. The time is really up, and the referee says indeed that will do it for the first half. A first half of few chances, but Mitch Cashin around about right, the 0-0 scoreline.
Yeah, I think it's about right. I mean, it hasn't been, a bunch of stuff going on in terms of the final thirds, but thankfully towards the end, the last 10 minutes, both sides starting to figure it out, particularly FC Tulsa getting 2-3 solid chances, and Sissoko trying to argue with the ref about a potential handball right outside the box just now.
Well, there it is, half-time here, 0-0. We'll be back with the Williams half-time show. A lot to get through, the news and notes, scores from around the grounds, and of course we will take you through the first half highlights as well. Half-time then, FC Tulsa 0, North Carolina FC 0.
Hi, I'm Ryan Knight for Bill Knight Mitsubishi. Tax season is here, and we want to help you do more with your money by offering incredible savings.
Like the new 2024 Outlander SE, starting at $29,769 or $399 a month. And every new Mitsubishi comes with a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty.
Come by today and experience a level of customer service built on honesty, trust, and a genuine commitment to you. That's Bill Knight Mitsubishi and BillKnightMitsubishi.com.
Join me as I take a deep dive into the least insulted ticketing app in history, SeatGeek. Did SeatGeek invent the ticket?
No, but we do make them work.
Drum roll, please. Ooh, how do I use this seat view feature?
It shows seats with a pole blocking the view. Don't buy those.
What if I want to sit behind a pole?
Buy those.
Join me as I bore you to death with a series of interviews about a ticketing app that just does what it's supposed to do.
When I come home, it's like I feel like I'm in my dream home. I've been doing a little research on HELOCs, and I went to Oklahoma Central Credit Union. They were wonderful. We've added pretty much a new addition to our house. We didn't even have to pay the closing cost. They paid it for us. So I've been with Oklahoma Central for quite a while. I'm not going anywhere else.
Nil-nil the score here, FC Tulsa. Again, 3.5 games into the season without conceding a goal, but they'll want to win this one in the second half. You could say the same for North Carolina FC. We'll be back with the rest of the Williams halftime show right after this.
We all have goals. But let's be honest, most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Success doesn't come easy. It takes grit, hustle, and relentless effort. Every step forward brings you closer to greatness. This is your moment. Elevate your game. El Jimador Spiked Bebidas.
Yeah, welcome back into One Oak Field. Beautiful night here, but no goals to bring you. But let's have a look at the standings. Of course, very early on in the season, some teams have played 2, some teams have played 3. And you can see there that FC Tulsa are joint top. And in fact, San Antonio on 6. If FC Tulsa could hang on to this point or even get a win, they could be top of the pile. Don't forget, of course, Mitch Casham, we always say it, 8 teams above that red line get in the playoffs, and you feel that, I know it's very early on, but with the bar being raised here, that nothing less than a playoff place for FC Tulsa, right?
Definitely not, especially whenever you're sitting at the number 2 seed. But I just want to emphasize what you said, Dave, is it's early days right now. I mean, it's only game number 3. It's a long season, but the way Luke has handled things, one game at a time, go 1-0 every single day that you play a game, I think that they'll be all right. I'm excited to see what they do.
Tonight's opponents play in the Eastern Conference. Of course, FC Tulsa played a cross-conference game last Saturday. They're playing one tonight. And, well, you can see some familiar names at the top there. Detroit, Louisville. Louisville have won tonight. We'll have a look at the scores in a minute. North Carolina looking pretty good in 6th, for they haven't had a win this season. But as we say, very early on in the season. Let's have a look at some scores from around the USL Championship, and I can tell you they've been playing since 3 o'clock local time, and it was a thriller in Detroit. Birmingham Legion, who were 1-0 down and 2-1 down in that one, finally got back to a 2-2 draw. There was a pretty good game between New Mexico and El Paso. New Mexico edging that one by a 0-0. Louisville beat Loudoun by a solid 2-0. I can tell you it finished, it's right at the end of Lexington 1, Indy 11-1, and also Miami FC 1, Tampa Bay 2, and it finished Pittsburgh 1, Hartford 0, and we're looking forward to Orange County, Monterey Bay, Oakland Roots against San Antonio, and Phoenix rising against Rhode Island. Let's have a look now at some news and notes, and an interesting one for me as we look at note 1, because they talked about promotion and relegation. The USL announced that a super majority of club owners voted to implement a promotion and relegation system, becoming the first professional sports league in the USL to adopt this global model. So I can tell you, Mitch, having grown up with promotion and relegation, it's wonderful if you get promoted, but if you're a supporter of a team that gets relegated, I've seen grown men and women cry. But we'll move on to note number 2. Oakland Roots Soccer Club is in sight of the USL Championship attendance record, with over 25,000 fans expected at the club's home opener at the historic Oakland Coliseum. Congratulations to everybody involved in that game. 7 of 8 USL Championship clubs advanced in the US Open Cup this week, with Birmingham Legion falling to USL League Two side Little Rock Rangers, a team that I think you've played against, my friend. Little Rock Rangers, good club.
Yeah, I've definitely played against them a few times. I'm excited for them. That's awesome. Love to see an amateur team come out and show up, especially against the pro side.
And FC Tulsa will go to Forward Madison in their next Open Cup game. I'll tell you what, let's take another break now, and then we'll come back. We'll show you the first half highlights of this one. It is currently half-time. FC Tulsa 0, North Carolina FC 0.
What does it take to safely transport 1/3 of America's natural gas? To meet the ever-growing energy demands of revolutionary technologies? To cleanly, reliably, and affordably power the world? It takes experience. 117 years worth. Experience that helps society move towards brave new horizons in technology and innovation that continues powering the future of our nation and the globe. Experience powers us.
At Bill Knight Ford, we're proud to bring you the power of 3. 3 locally owned locations, one unbeatable experience. With Bill Knight Ford of Tulsa, Stillwater, and Bartlesville, you have access to a wider selection of vehicles, more service options, and a dedicated team ready to help you at every turn. Convenience, value, and top-notch service at home or at the dealership. Visit any of our locations or shop BillKnightAuto.com. Experience the power of 3 for yourself. That's Bill Knight Ford, home of the Knight Advantage.
At Ascension St. John, we're committed to being your first choice for healthcare in Oklahoma. For movement disorders, spine care, and more, our brain and spine specialists lead in coordinating advanced care. Patients choose us for advanced heart care and personalized cancer care. And we also excel in the things that can't be measured. Listening more closely, caring more compassionately.
Well, tonight's match is brought to you by Philbrook Museum of Art. Experience Samurai at the Philbrook this spring and summer. By Ascension St. John, by Bill Knight Ford, home of the Knight Advantage, and by Williams. We make clean energy happen. Dave Saunders alongside Mitch Cashin. And Mitch, we haven't seen any goals, but we have seen a goal line skirmish to start us off as we run the first half highlights.
And yeah, right here we got Harvey Sinclair put a decent ball in. Got Batista heading it across, and then the ball just gets lost right here. You know, you don't know who's coming out with it. North Carolina very fortunate to come out on top. And then another great cross. And then Peñaranda hasn't been tested a ton, but has come out and made decent grabs. DaCosta, he's been probably the man of the match so far. Putting in dangerous balls, finding his players, putting them in good shots. And then, yeah, right here, great shot by FC Tulsa. Oh, Medcar puts it back across, but DaCosta working hard on defense as well. And then this is when you got the half bite going on right there. The easy grab for McGuire. And this was probably the best chance, you know, Harvey St. Clair putting it in the ball, good low-driven ball, and unfortunate not to get a goal.
Well, we know there's no goals. Let's have a look at some of the other stats, and we can see that the possession, Mitch, about right, 50-50. Shots on target, FC Tulsa are leading that one by 3-0.
Yeah, I mean, I think 50-50 is about right. That's exactly how the game has gone. I think both teams have had solid chances. Corners, you know, not that big of a difference. And then the big jump for me is FC Tulsa with 3 shots on target and North Carolina 0. So I know that one of the keys to the game for FC Tulsa was finish chances, and that's what they need to do.
And just staying on the corner stat there, going back 7 days ago, FC Tulsa in the second half really piled it on. There was a flurry of corners, and in the end, they broke the deadlock.
No, exactly. And I mean, they feed off the energy of the fans here in Tulsa, and I know that they're going to really count on them to kind of be that 12th man for them on the field tonight.
Well, the teams are out for the second half. We look down at North Carolina in their red shirts, purple shorts and red socks. No changes as far as I can see for them. Let's have a look at the team of the week before we get going. And there's Lamar Batista there, the coach of the week, Ben Pearman. But Lamar Batista is just growing and growing in his career, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, Lamar, from the first night here in Tulsa, he was an absolute standout on the defense. He definitely deserved team of the week. You know, super happy for him and everybody else that's made it for Team of the Week. They deserve it, and I know that they're going to continue to push forward with all their teams.
And Armando Moreno was the Player of the Week. Cal Jennings, prolific scorer, of course, up front for Charleston Battery this season. Congratulations to everybody, and Johan Peñaranda, by the way, on the bench. So Team of the Week, you could argue, for the second week running. Beautiful night here at One Oak Field as you look at the night sky, and there's the visitors from North Carolina. Mitch, what have you made of them so far in the first half?
Yeah, I mean, I thought the first, 25, 30 minutes, they were actually the better side. They had more possession, creating better chances. I know that we saw the stats. They had no shots on target, but they were creating half chances. And then, the last 10, 15 minutes, FC Tulsa really figured it out, got on the ball, created chances, got shots on target, truly tested McGuire, and that's exactly what we saw last week. And I know that Luke told him in the halftime, hey, let's continue with this momentum, don't change anything. But it actually does look like that Luke made a sub. He got Batosh, I think, coming in for FC Tulsa right now.
Yep, Faisal Batash has come on the right-hand side, and I think, if my eyes don't deceive, that's for Stefan Stojanovic. So Faisal Batash, who's played a lot of his football in England, chatting to him, and he played his youth at Queen's Park Rangers there in West London. And He also tells me, which pleased me, Mitch Cashin, that he's an Arsenal fan. So I like Faisal Patash. Okay, so on we go then. The fireworks go off. North Carolina get us underway for the second half. Playing from left to right. Thanks again for your company here on ESPN Plus and My41. Dave Saunders and Mitch Cashin guiding you through the action. No goals in the first half. What are we about to witness in the second 45? Free kick easily given by the referee. So I always think, you know, if it is tactical, I always admire a coach who doesn't mind making a change at half time.
No, I mean, and Luke has shown that from the last game and this game. He's made a sub so far every time at halftime. I'd be shocked if it was, maybe it was tactical, maybe it wasn't, but either way, Stojanovic, I felt like he put in a decent shift. I mean, he was actually the one that got on the most shots on target for FC Tulsa, so he did the most for them offensively, and I thought he deserves a little shout out with the shift that he put in the first 45.
Yeah, Stojanovic in his second season with the club. Connor Donovan, who performed pretty well in the first half, just gets it away. Goes back here to Jake Maguire, left-footed ball curling infield. Boubacar Diallo felt there was a late challenge on him. Owen Darm coming forward, could hit one, does hit one. Paco Craig was in the way. Now the game opens up a little bit. Da Costa's there with Batista, those two former teammates last season. Da Costa wants the ball, has gained a few yards. Cheeky from the Brazilian, has to go back here to his teammate Mensigan. Mensigan will throw it all the way back to Jake Maguire. Arthur Rogers dumps it down the right-hand side. There's nobody there. That was over the head of Faisal Patash. Sissoko goes back here to Peñaranda wearing a pink shirt. Clever ball from him to Boubacar Diallo. And there's a lunge in, and I think the referee is going to certainly have a talking to. No cards from the referee tonight, but I think that's good refereeing again. Just having a little chat there.
He's called a good game so far, and Diallo doing a little too much on the ball. It wasn't too bad, definitely worth the talking to, but nothing worth crediting a yellow.
Ahmed Al-Kak was the man being spoken to. Connor Donovan will clear the danger. FC Tulsa have a throw-in, and Owen Darm can launch this one into the box, and forward comes A.B. Sissoko from the back. Lamar Batista, the two tallest men in the team, in the thick of it here.
So Dave, you wonder if they have like a set marker, if you're past the 18, the line of the 18, it's an automatic long throw.
Here is the ball into the box. It's headed away. It's going to come to Coley. Didn't catch it as he would have liked. Owen Darm with Da Costa gets two headers in. Hooked away by Washington. Da Costa sprints down the right-hand side. Coley loses out. Diallo was in there. Here's Da Costa. Can he thread the ball through? No, he can't, because Arthur Rogers was there. You're absolutely right. I think there is a tactic there, isn't there? Owen Darm, it was about level with the 18-yard line, launching that one into the box.
Yeah, and it almost seems like both teams, anytime they're, beyond the 18, between the 18 and the goal, everybody's just getting into the box. They're just treating it like a corner. I feel like we're seeing that more and more throughout the league. But, no complaints. I mean, they're getting half chances, obviously, so it seems to be working.
Ball is out. There'll be a free kick here. Referee runs in again. Just having a chat with Harvey Sinclair. Again, I think it's good refereeing. Let's have a replay to see if this is worthy of a yellow card challenge. Just a talking to from the referee.
Yeah, I mean, St. Clair obviously clearly late. I don't think it's worth a yellow, especially given that St. Clair, if I remember correctly, that might be his first, if not his second foul. So fair enough from the ref, just having a stern talking to, saying, hey, one more, probably a yellow.
I think it's good refereeing again. I mean, I said to you, I like to praise good officials when I see them, and I know not everybody agrees, do they, with the poor old referee in the middle, but I think he's made 2 good decisions there. But I think the next one, Harvey Sinclair, you're going to be in my notebook.
Yeah, exactly.
Throwing on the far side again for Ezra Armstrong. Armstrong did play for St. Louis 2s with Michael Creek, who's here at FC Tulsa, currently injured, one of the goalkeepers here. They played together. Owen Darm heads it on. Now there's a sprint here for Omar Carr. Into the corner he goes, and it was pretty good defending from Washington, to be fair, Mitch. Omar Carr didn't have a lot of room or space to run into.
No, great one-on-one defending from Washington. Just stays on him, make sure he doesn't turn. Ahmed Carr clearly frustrated with himself as he was trying to do a little too much. I think he should have stopped it right there, did a little step over and let the ball go out of bounds.
Luke Spencer, and I quote, said Khalil was a top priority for us. They were glad to sign him. He was one of the first to be signed. There's a foul in the middle by Raheem Somersault on Coley. FC Tulsa will get some players forward, but let's have a look at the replay of the foul.
Yeah, great turn right here by Coley. Clearly feels the pressure coming from behind, shields the ball, gets an easy call. Great set piece opportunity for FC Tulsa right here.
Coley picks himself up to take the free kick. Everybody bunched around the 18-yard line. Coley will look to drop this one just in between the goalkeeper and that line. Baptista and Darm, the furthest to his left. Everybody back for North Carolina. There's the ball over the top. There's a whole host of players going. Sissoko's in there. No foul from the referee. And now there's a ball into the box still with Owen Darm here. Can FC Tulsa carve something up? Baptista into the box. Going to come to Arthur Rogers. Rogers will have to go back. Sinclair. Mensigan clear straight to the feet of DaCosta, who calms things down. Back to Mensigan. Good play from the experienced Brazilian. FC Tulsa have won it back. Sissoko. Boubacar Diallo. Coley just drifts out to the left-hand side. Now switches it to Arthur Rogers right on halfway. Boubacar Diallo between 2. And then he goes in, and the referee is going to produce a yellow card. Diallo was certainly in late, and I think he can have no complaints for that challenge. He just lost control of the ball, and in the end, you're just losing a little bit of control when you're diving in like that. DaCosta, the man down.
Yeah, Diallo, I mean, I think the ref made the right choice right here. I mean, that's a clear yellow for me. We had an easy view right here. Diallo knows he's going in, I mean, very late. I mean, honestly, for me, fortunate enough to just get a yellow.
Batista, the calmer there. DaCosta wants more words, I think, with Diallo. DaCosta's okay. Sissoko again, just telling the Brazilian to calm down. There's hardly been any malicious tackles. That's probably the first one in, it's the 54th minute.
No, I mean, it's been fair play from both sides, but yeah, I mean, that was definitely, a lot, and Diallo knows it too, and I mean, you're always just happy to see DaCosta or whoever the player might be get up on his own feet.
And now the coach might be, and I don't know his thoughts, of course, looking at maybe Diallo coming off and Serrato going in there, a similar player in the middle, just to protect him on that yellow card.
Yeah, that's always potential. I mean, that's Diallo's first foul, straight yellow, so I know you just kind of got to watch the game for the next 5-10 minutes, see how Diallo's playing. If he has another tackle like that and the ref talks to him, I think that's whenever you have the conversation about taking him off. But right now, Diallo's had a good game, and so, I mean, for me, tactically, I'd keep him in. But who knows what Luke is doing right now.
Well, Select is proud to be the official matchball supplier of the USL Championship. From the Academy to the big leagues, Select is there every step of the way. Visit us.select.com select-sport.com for the latest Select product specials and more. Select, the player's choice. 0-0 the score. Coming up to the 55-minute mark. These two teams battling it out here at One Oak Field. There's a ball into the box. Cleared away. Long throw going to be taken by Ezra Armstrong. Leans on the advertising hoardings, into the ball, into the box it comes. Cleared away again by FC Tulsa, who break out with Faisal Patash, who's on for Stefan Stojanovic as a second half substitute. And now we're going to see some action on the substitutions for North Carolina. Arthur Rogers will have to wait. So there they are, the subs. Colin Martin is coming off, the experienced midfielder.
Yeah, and Martin's put a great shift on, I feel like, for the first 56 minutes for his team.
Maldonado comes on, did start last week's game. Ezra Armstrong comes off for Louis Perez. As Arthur Rogers looking to get things underway again down the FC Tulsa right, still halfway inside his own half. Here's Da Costa heading it forward, and a clever header back to Johan Peñaranda from Lamar Batista, who wanted the referee just to have a little look at what Evan Conway was doing there. I don't know whether there's a little push or a kick out or something.
Yeah, I think it just nudged him a little bit from behind. Nothing to call though.
Game's been pretty well played. There's been a few fouls. Boubacar Diallo, the only player to go in the book. Louis Perez, the 27-year-old, born in Paris, France, with the ball here. The score. Here's Da Costa. Can he make something happen? Brings in Mensigan. Mensigan into the box. Peñaranda comes out, catches, foils the danger.
Yeah, easy catch for Peñaranda. He's still yet to be fully tested today. Most of his action has come from crosses just like that, or headers across the box. Yeah, just easy dive, ball's in the air for quite some time, locates it. Peñaranda's had a good shift thus far, but still yet to be tested.
Throw in then to be taken by the Brazilian, Rafa Mensigan. Referee just coming across to see if Bryce Washington needs some attention.
Yeah, he's grabbing his left hamstring. I saw him when he was running with El Medcar. It almost seemed like he started hobbling a little bit. I hope he didn't pull anything, but that's what it's looking like he did.
Ahmed Al-Kak was substituted. Dolabella came on as well. Pedro Dolabella wearing the number 8 shirt. Well, the crowd have stayed enthralled, and they know that things are different here at FC Tulsa in this new era. Yet to see their team concede, of course, but of course they would love a little bit more action on goal. Of course they would. But I think it's been said a few times, please be patient, because this is a new team and it takes time to gel, and mould them together.
Yeah, I mean, it's not just these two teams. I mean, every team across the league is trying to still figure it out as there's new faces, new coaches. You know, everybody's still learning what kind of team that they are. And FC Tulsa has shown that, you know, you said that's the best word to describe FC Tulsa so far this season is patient. They wait for their time, and then when they do, they take advantage of it.
Dolabella getting a 1-2, runs down that left-hand side. Ball into the box. Peñaranda struggles and he hits the post, and then it's whacked over the bar in the end. But a moment of danger for FC Tulsa.
I could be wrong, but it almost looked like it hit off the post and then him again. I don't know, but that was very close. Those are always the most dangerous when you have somebody shank across like that, and it ends up being almost like a shot. Yeah, it goes off the back of his head. Very fortunate that doesn't, you know, ricochet right into the goal.
And then Maldonado with the shot lashed over the top. Yeah, he got a bit lucky. You've seen goalkeepers get very unlucky with those when it hits them on the back and goes in after hitting the woodwork. So North Carolina really taking this game to FC Tulsa in this cross-conference game. The second for FC Tulsa in the space of 7 days, and don't forget they're home here again on Friday against Sacramento Republic, old rivals. There's Peñaranda, who could easily have been caught out, but 7 clean sheets last season, 2 for this season, make it 3 if you include the Open Cup. He is one of the best around. Craig with a towering header. Conway was putting Rogers under pressure. Peñaranda takes a touch and then hurriedly clears it down the right hand side. Luis Perez will let that one run out.
Yeah, there's Luis Perez. I actually had the opportunity to play against him quite a few times in college while I was at TU and he was at UCF. He was a great player for them. And definitely someone that FC Tulsa is going to have to watch in the second half, as he's going to come in with a lot of energy and confidence on the ball.
Yeah, I was going to say, he played at UCF, graduated in 2019, and he played in the same team as one Cal Jennings and Yannick Oertel. So Cal Jennings, of course, prolific scorer in the USL. He's gone from Tampa Bay to Charleston Battery. Did you play against Cal?
I did, yes.
Good striker.
Yeah, he's a great striker. He scored every time I played against him, actually. So, great player.
Yeah, scores everywhere he goes, I think, doesn't he, Cal Jennings? They wanted a handball, did FC Tulsa. Somersault in the midfield, the St Kitts and Nevis man. It's a strong challenge from AB Sissoko, deemed fair by the referee, whacked away by FC Tulsa, who are under a little bit of pressure here, Mitch.
Yeah, I know. I felt like in the first couple minutes, I thought FC Tulsa was bringing that momentum into the second half, and ever since North Carolina has made the subs that they've made, the tempo's truly changed to their side.
FC Tulsa are going to make a couple of substitutions here, and I think one of them is one that I predicted. I think Marcus Serrato is going to come on in the midfield for Boubacar Diallo.
Yes, you predicted that as right.
Will be a straight swap. There is Boubacar Diallo, and also we're going to see Edwin Lasso, who can forget his goal down in San Antonio last season, so he comes on.
I'm also not surprised that we're seeing both teams make the amount of subs that they're making right now, which they both did not do last week. I think they're just noticing that they're acknowledging that their team comes in this week with a lot of fatigue.
Maldonado into the box as a free header, and it's over from Conway. Well, he'll want that one back. There was no offside flag, and he was free, and he heads it over.
Yeah, that was a great cross. Good contact with the header. I know he was just trying to put it on frame. We're going to get a replay right here. Again, picks his head up, whips in a good ball. Great header. Oh, I mean, just been unfortunate from Conway not to get that more on frame, but
well,
overall, solid chance.
You talk about a frame, Mitch, as well, and you saw DaCosta there, and you saw Conway, and you saw Bryce Washington as well. There were 3 players who could have potentially been on the end of that Malderano cross.
Exactly. They were all waiting for it. But as I was alluding to earlier, I mean, I think that there's a lot of subs right now because they're acknowledging that both of these teams are tired. They've had 2 games, particularly FC Tulsa, 2 games in the last few days within the week. And so, your guys need rest. The legs they've been working and running a lot of miles and putting in good shifts. So it's good to see, that a bunch of these are probably tactical decisions.
Edwin Lasso has come on for El Madcar, who worked really hard. Calera, the touch up front. Dolabella was fouled. 65 minutes played here. Tulsa Spine and Rehab, a team of specialists in one place, delivering lasting pain relief. Sissoko cleared away by Paco Craig. Well, eFootball is here. Live your dream, rep your team and play as your favourite USL Championship club. eFootball is free to play. Download now. Arthur Rogers gets the ball in play. Edwin Lasso is beaten to the ball by Bryce Washington. 0-0 it remains. Sissoko tidies up. Owen Dunn chips it forward. Headed on by Mensigan to Rodrigo DaCosta. DaCosta somehow comes out with the ball and gets a free kick. Edwin Lasso preventing Summerthorpe from taking that one quickly. Maldonado out to the left-hand side to Craig. Now there's a push in the back and another free kick. Pedro Dolabello. Free kick then to be taken by Mikey Maldonado, played at forward Madison, who FC Tulsa will go to in the Open Cup, and also North Texas Soccer Club. He was signed by North Carolina in January 2023. The man from San Antonio given the responsibility here with everybody lined up on the 18-yard line. Here comes the ball into the box, and Johan Peñaranda again safely takes that one. And he's done everything right as Peñaranda just got caught out with that. Was it a cross? Was it a shot?
Yeah, no, exactly. I feel like that's been the only way he's been tested so far. Even though North Carolina's kind of changed the tempo and changed the pace of the game on FC Tulsa, they've still yet to produce a quality chance. I'm not really going to count the other one because that was on accident, but even though it was still a half chance for them on frame.
Here's DaCosta looking to put Conway in. Oh, Conway goes down. The referee says it will just be a throw into FC Tulsa. One of those awkward ones when the attacker gets the wrong side or the defender gets the wrong side.
Yeah, it's always the worst as a defender. Offensive player cuts you off, runs right in front of the ball, and you trip them up. And I think because the ball was going the way it was, that was an easy call for the ref. If it was the other way, that would have made things more interesting, I feel like.
69th minute at One Oak Field. FC Tulsa 0, North Carolina 0. FC Tulsa are used to winning games by a single goal this season. They've done it 3 times, including the Open Cup. Is there drama in store? They haven't really tested Jake Maguire in this second half as yet. Last weekend it was a similar story. They had, if memory serves, around about 3 or 4 corners in one period of the game, didn't they? Which they got the goal from.
No, exactly. And scratch what I said earlier, that they're out North Carolina's outside the 18 line, and they're still putting it in the box. So
here's yet another long throw. It's been a feature of the game. It's going to come to Mensigan, and it's flicked on off the head of a North Carolina player. And Rafa wide of the target. Goal kick for Johan Peñaranda. Well, can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access on Tuesday nights, plus hear live matches from the USL, MLS, Premier League and more, all on Sirius XM FC 157 and the new Sirius XM app. Jake Maguire clears for his team. Batista forward. Batista again, this time route one down the middle. Paco Craig heads it. There's a little bit of head tennis going on. Batista, team of the week 2, plays it forward. Right on halfway is Rafa Mensigan. Played for the Chattanooga Red Wolves. Mensigan was signed in December 2022 and also apparently a very useful volleyball player in his time. Good work from Conway to bring in Luis Perez. The substitutes for North Carolina have made a big difference, Mitch.
Yeah, no, they've come onto the game, really took control, confidence.
DaCosta with the ball in, and there's Conway with a glancing header, nothing for Peñaranda. But I think the substitutes have made a big difference for North Carolina.
Yeah, I mean, and well done. Tactically, that's why they made the subs, is they had tired legs, and they came on and they raised the level, which is what you want from a sub.
Now FC Tulsa have gone long here, and just for a moment Owen Darm looked like he was going in. There's a bit of a head clash. Referee's going to blow the whistle for a foul, and there's 2 players down. I think it's Connor Donovan and Calera for FC Tulsa who clashed heads there. And FC Tulsa, an observation, they're just going long, aren't they? And that's credit to the opposition, really, who are stopping them playing in the midfield.
No, exactly. And real quick, we got a replay. Calera, just unfortunate right there. Both players trying to make a play on the ball, and they just completely missed and hit each other's heads. You just hope that they're able to get up on their own will and be all right.
Yeah,
Calera is still down in a lot of pain, but it's good to see Donovan up, checking on him, making sure everybody's all right. Class between both teams right here in terms of sportsmanship.
Yeah, Connor Donovan, by the way, spent 2021 a season down the turnpike with OKC Energy. Played at over 120 caps for the Sacramento Republic. It's his second stint with North Carolina, but he played in the same team, Oklahoma City Energy team, as Lamar Batista. Calera has to come off, of course. He's okay. So is there drama in store in the last 17 minutes of this game? 0-0 at the moment. Things can change. Perez again on that left-hand side. The Frenchman throws the ball in. Paco Craig. Long raking ball from him, trying to pick out Mensigan. And now he goes into the back of Owen Darm. Free kick to FC Tulsa. We'll just see a replay of this one. Mensigan couldn't believe the foul, Mitch.
Yeah, but I mean, clearly he jumps. I know they're both going for the ball. I know Metzgen was going for it, but, hands on his back, not allowing Owen to jump. Clear, easy call from the ref.
Johan Peñaranda then, looking for his 3rd clean sheet of the season in the USL Championship. That came off the head of an FC Tulsa player. Mensigan will take the throw-in. Flicked on. Sissoko was there. Sissoko's tripped. Just stretching his leg out, I think.
Yeah, I think he also might be trying to get a yellow for Conway right there. A little extracurricular, I think, is what he's trying to get at.
Just see the replay here. See if he got himself in a little bit of a situation there. And then I think inadvertently tripped over Conway's legs, I think I would say.
Yeah, no, easy call from the ref. Nothing past just a normal common foul though.
75 minutes have ticked by. 0-0. Galera tries to cushion the ball down, and FC Tulsa try to get possession of the ball. Louis Perez with Harvey Sinclair. Perez got pushed down. It will be a free kick to North Carolina. Perez got one in the nose there. Did spend his youth with Paris Saint-Germain. There he is. Just got checked by Harvey Sinclair. Jake Maguire then out of his goal, out of his area to take this one. Belts it down the left-hand side. Faisal Batash battling for FC Tulsa. Batista, calmness personified. Back to Johan Peñaranda. Now Lasso. Just gives it away to Maldonado. Maldonado up and then somersault. Just having a little push out there at Serrato. Bryce Washington then, still in his own half. Connor Donovan. Both teams playing with their back threes. Dolabella. There's Da Costa's ball into the box. And again, Johan Peñaranda saves and punts the ball. Now it's a one-on-one here. It's been driven to the left-hand side as Calera. He's with Connor Donovan. They've been together all night. He's on his own. Can he do it? On his own. There's a block from Washington. Now FC Tulsa got numbers forward. Darm here goes to Arthur Rogers. 13 minutes to go in this one. 0-0. FC Tulsa trying to get the ball into the box. There's a raking ball from right to left. Here's Owen Darm. Lasso. Owen Darm goes down, and the referee says it will be a corner for FC Tulsa.
Yeah, I think Owen Darm is trying to drag his leg a little bit, get a foul right here, right outside the box, but you know, fortunate for FC Tulsa to still get the corner. Smart from Lazo right there to just, you know, not foul, not do too much, because that's obviously what North Carolina was trying to get going on.
Well, the crowd are getting excited. We've got Harvey Sinclair down, out of shot, receiving some attention, so Coley will have to wait for the Katrina Freshmack's corner. There's Harvey Sinclair getting a bit of attention.
And this is exactly, Dave, what happened last time is, you know, towards the end of the game, FC Tulsa started to get these corners right behind their faithful fans, and, you know, they get them riled up. They go behind the goal, you know, tell them to bring the energy, and they're able to get 3-4 corners last game, and fortunate enough to get one in the back of the net by Patrick Segrist.
Yeah, bit of a break in proceedings. You're absolutely right. That's what happened. There are ways to win games of football, and maybe just one moment is going to win it here. The crowd's still expectant with 11 minutes plus the injury time, and there will be a fair bit of injury time, you would have thought. FC Tulsa are going to make a substitution on the far side. Harvey Sinclair it is who's going to come off.
And there's Patrick Segrist coming onto the game. We get a little same magic going on from Segrist.
I think you're right. Segrist, who got the winner last week, had a joke with him, and he said, that's my one for the season. Let's see if he can get another one. Katrina Freshmack's corner. Coley into the danger area. Good catch from Jake Maguire. Both goalkeepers have been so safe with those catches into the box tonight.
Yeah, easy collection right there from Maguire. Goes up, catches the ball right to him. I mean, good pace on the cross from Coley, but, you know, you always want it a little outside the 6.
Segrist has gone to his familiar left-hand side. Owen Darm to the right. It was Harvey Sinclair who had to go off injured. Coley. Now Clara slipped by the defender. Clara, is he going to go all the way on his own? One step over. Clara into the box. He's been driven wide. That's wonderful defending from Paco Craig. You have to say that is outstanding defending.
Yeah, Craig, I mean, take a bow, Craig. I mean, that's, you know, a vulnerable spot right there for him to be in 1v1. You know, he gets by, gets a half window. Claire's definitely putting that in the back of the net. And I mean, right here you'll see, I mean, just beautiful textbook defending right there by Craig. I mean, you got to love that. And his players immediately come running to him, acknowledging the significance of that moment right there.
Yeah, it's to my point in the first half. Summersall ran all the way from midfield, and it was you know, it was 2 high fives.
Yeah.
I mean, he was. It was great defending. Paco Craig, youth at West Ham. He learnt all of that at Upton Park there in London, in East London. Great defender. Served the USL Championship well as well. Now, is there a goal between these two rivals in the last 9 minutes? Here's De Costa, who can change a game in a second. Segrist will go back to Peñaranda. Peñaranda away. As the world demands low-cost, low-carbon energy, Williams will be there with the best transport, storage and delivery solutions. Williams, we make clean energy happen. Throw in from Mikey Maldonado, who will launch this into the box. Everybody back for FC Tulsa. In this game of few chances, Batista was up highest. Perez gets a shot into legs. There's another shot, legs, and now there's a finish. And it's Conway. With 8 minutes to go, FC Tulsa concede their first goal of this season. Evan Conway breaks the deadlock.
I think it's Dolabella. If it's number 8, I can't. We may have to see in the replay, but it might be Dolabella if that was him that came in with the goal. But I mean, what a spot by him. I think it was Dolabella. I mean, this is what we talked about with the long throws. They're dangerous. They're like a corner. I mean, good header by Batista. I mean, everybody's putting up shots, and then it just falls into the right place, the right spot, and Dolabella, you know, I mean, he's there and he cleans it up. So well done to him. Take a bow.
Yep, Dolabella with the goal, quite right. Came on as a second half sub. Now, have FC Tulsa got anything in the next 7 minutes plus the board? First goal they've conceded.
And this is what we talked about. I mean, and you know, credit to the North Carolina side is the subs came on and they immediately changed the game. You know, and ever since they came on, I feel like the tempo's been on their side. You know, the energy, everything's been going their way. So FC Tulsa, you know, there's still a little bit of time. Anything can happen, but you got to move quick.
They're having to go backwards at the moment. Batista. De Costa takes over. Looking for Conway. Sissoko does well to shield him off. Peñaranda comes out, collects the ball. A little bit of urgency now for the home side. Faisal Patash, who came on at half-time, wins a free kick. Sissoko spins it out to Segrist. FC Tulsa fans would love another Segrist goal. They don't care who scores at the moment. Coley gets a 1-2 with Lasso, but doesn't find Coley. Summersall takes over. De Costa in space. Perez Looking over the top for Conway. Conway's first touch was not the best, but he still managed to get the ball in.
Yeah, he just had nobody to play to right there. I know he wants that first touchback.
Serato, Batash just about wins it. Lasso. Serato. Now Segrist. Ball out to the right-hand side to Owen Darm. Darm one step over. Left-footed ball into the box. Headed away by Craig. Comes to Segrist. Segrist wanted to go for goal, but that's been hooked wide, and it will be a goal kick. And the time against FC Tulsa. 5 minutes of the 90 to go, Mitch Cashin.
Yeah, surely you can account for at least 2-3 minutes given the injuries that we have for stoppage time. But, you know, like I mentioned earlier, if you want something to happen, you maybe have 1 or 2 chances left, quality chances, and so you want to make the most of it. You know, right there, Patrick being quite a bit far outside the box. I mean, that's maybe not the shot you want in terms of getting your last quality chance.
Goal timed at 83 minutes.
I would imagine a long throw here potentially.
Yeah, they're looking to Batista here. Segrist turns around to him and says, launch this one in. Suzuko's coming up from the back. Arthur Rogers says to Owen Darm, you go back, I'll hang around on the 18-yard. Everybody back for North Carolina. Batista launches the ball into the area. Suzuko flicks it on. Lasso will go back to Batista. Batista, good ball into the box. I say good ball, too close to the goalkeeper, Jake Maguire, who again, safe hands.
Yeah, easy grab from Maguire. Batista frustrated with himself not, you know, curling the ball in better than that. Just Maguire didn't even have to move right to him.
Conway has worked very hard up front for North Carolina, commits a foul there. Owen Darm just gets on with it quickly. Batista, Suzuko, had to be quick. Serato, goalie. Arthur Rogers, Faza Batash. Rogers has continued his run. And we're going to see a substitution late here for North Carolina. With just 2.5 minutes of the 90 left.
We got another long throw opportunity for FC Tulsa. I mean, you can clearly see what they're trying to do here. Owen Dom, he's going to try to throw it into Suzuko, trying to get a header back. You know, someone looking to maybe head it back to Calais right here, who's sitting in the back post area.
Adam Luckhurst comes on to replace Rodrigo da Costa. Launched in. Is it going to drop for FC Tulsa here? Back in from Coley. Rogers! Swiveled, turned wide of the target.
Yeah, I mean, Arthur Rogers trotting back, frustrated with himself, but good opportunity. Again, they're just, with these long throws, you're just hoping to find yourself at the right spot, the right time, and right here you can see with the replay, Suzuko, who I was saying they were trying to target, and you just want to put that ball right back into the box and just doing everything you can to put that on frame.
Ball headed forward by the goal scorer, Dolabella. It's going to be a North Carolina ball. We think there's going to be around about 4 minutes to be added on at the end of this one. North Carolina keeping, as we look down, 4 players back. Late on here, they don't want to let FC Tulsa in. Maldonado. Shorter throw this time. There's a ball into the box. Here is Conway. Just gets away from him and he gets a second go at it. And then there's a shot along the ground from Summersall, which is easily saved by Peñaranda. who's been beaten in the 83rd minute by Pedro Dolabella, the second half substitute, which gives us the current scoreline of FC Tulsa 0, North Carolina 1. Is there a surprise in store in these last few minutes of this game? Serrato. Coley driving forward. Segrist is out wide on the left. Has to check his run and go back to Batista. Sissoko. 4 minutes confirmed of Tulsa Tech stoppage time to be added on. FC Tulsa have got to be quick now. North Carolina will want to see this one out professionally. Sissoko. Ball cleared away. Malderano. Perez.
Yeah, North Carolina's just going to try to get that to the corner. Milk as much time as they can right now with the 4 minutes left, or 3.5 minutes left.
Sissoko. Lasso waits up front with Calera. Faisal Batash joins them. So does Owen Darm. There's the long ball over the top. Lasso can't get there. Jake Maguire again safely gathers the ball in. And it remains 1-0 to the visitors, North Carolina. Maguire clears up into the night sky. Ball bounces around. Sissoko goes down under pressure from Luckhurst. And there's a yellow card, the Lacrosse Law yellow card shown to Raheem Summersall.
Yeah, just easy call right here from the ref, just a little nudge from behind.
Now here's Coley. FC Tulsa pressuring. That was the second Lacrosse yellow card of the game. There's a glancing header just wide from Edwin Lasso. Donovan wants more from his players, saying that ball should not have been delivered in by Arthur Rogers.
Yeah, no, a bit frustrated that they're not closing down right whenever Arthur touches the ball. Got about 2 minutes left. FC Tulsa's going to have to do everything they can to just put the ball into the box, and everybody just needs to be crashing towards the goal right now.
FC Tulsa will be back here on Friday against Sacramento Republic. As for North Carolina, well, they will be entertaining Charleston Battery. Peñaranda will have to be quick and accurate here. Just 1.5 minutes to go of the Tulsa Tech stoppage time. Peñaranda, route one now. Underneath this is Segrist, but there's Mensigan to head it back in field. Faisal Batash, what can he do? Tries to go to Owen Darm again, under hit. Luckhurst, the player up front for North Carolina. Here's Coley. Looking for Lasso. Again, Mensigan under that one. Conway back there helping. Conway wins the free kick.
Yeah, not a smart play by Lasso right there, because now North Carolina, they're just going to milk the time, put this one into the corner and seal the game.
Just see Lasso here just going to that. It's good play from Conway, coming back from the front line to help out. Then he just gets a nudge. He's always going to go down there, and it is a free kick. Jake Maguire will put this one somewhere into the corner, and that could well be it for FC Tulsa. Luckhurst keeps the ball in. Segrist somehow comes away with the ball. Rogers, here he is, running forward for all he's worth. Now, a bit of space for Faisal Batash. He's got to be quick. He goes over the top here looking for Batista, who's up there. Batista has just lost out to Mensigan. And the referee brings proceedings to an end, and FC Tulsa have gone down to their first defeat of the season. They've lost by 1-0. And Mitch Cashin, in the 90 minutes, they didn't do enough on goal to win this game of football, but congratulations to the opposition who came in and did a professional job.
No, congrats to North Carolina coming in away, traveling and coming up with the win 1-0. But one of the keys to the game for FC Tulsa was finish your chances. And, they had decent chances and they weren't able to put the ball in the back of the net. And, shout out also to the North Carolina subs that came in and immediately changed the game the moment they came onto the field.
Well, Luke Spence having a little bit of a word with the goal scorer there. I'll tell you what, let's have a look at the stats of the game before we go to a break. And we'll see the story through the stats, which obviously you can see North Carolina have won by 1-0. And Mitch, overall, and I know the word is patience and I know it's a new team, did FC Tulsa do enough to win that game of football tonight?
Yeah, it's not that FC Tulsa played a bad game. I mean, they played a decent game. I mean, they created opportunities, they created chances. It's just a matter of finishing them. And then the goal that they gave up, it's not like anybody made a mistake or a mental error. Like, the ball just fell at the right place at the right time to somebody. It's just a bit unfortunate for FC Tulsa in that moment. It's the same thing as Arthur Rogers, towards the end of the game. He wasn't able to put the ball in the back of the net. North Carolina was, just being at the right place at the right time. Does the ball fall right at your feet like it did for North Carolina?
Well, let's have a look at the highlights, and of course we'll pick up that goal in these highlights, Mitch. And FC Tulsa in the first half dumping the ball into the box here. Batista in there, just couldn't create an opportunity on Jake Maguire's goal.
Yeah, no, I mean, Jake Maguire, well done to him. He had an easy day, lots of balls coming. That was pretty much both keepers right there. Balls just right at him. That was probably the most dangerous shot that FC Tulsa had, but again, it really wasn't that difficult for Maguire to make that kind of a save.
FC Tulsa battled away in the second half. There was a crunching challenge from Diallo, one of the Lacoste Law yellow cards shown in this game. This nearly caught Peñaranda out, didn't it?
Yeah, I mean, that was very, very lucky for FC Tulsa. Lucky break, but also shanked the cross.
In the end, there was a header over the top from Conway, and you felt that there was a little bit of pressure coming. Yeah. This ball launched into the box.
And again, that's what I was talking about, just, half volley, and then it just falls right to the feet. I mean, Patrick Segrist not being able to clear it properly, but again, unfortunate for FC Tulsa.
Yeah, it was Portabella who got the goal. FC Tulsa just at the end tried to hook the ball in with Arthur Rogers, but it was not meant to be. And North Carolina walk away with a 1-0 win. And there's the stats. FC Tulsa, they win the shots 17-10, but they weren't good quality shots on goal, were they?
No, they weren't. You can see the possession went up a little bit for FC Tulsa, but at halftime when we looked at these stats, shots on target, 3 for FC Tulsa, as you saw, no change, 0 for North Carolina. They were able to match them with the 3 right there.
FC Tulsa just outdoing the possession. The corners 5-2, but again, not like last week. They could not turn them in. So that is the stats and the highlights. We are going to talk to the head coach, Luke Spencer. We'll do that after the break. We'll get him ready to talk to us. Alas, it's finished here tonight. FC Tulsa 0, North Carolina FC 1.
What does it take to safely transport 1/3 of America's natural gas? To meet the ever-growing energy demands of revolutionary technologies, to cleanly, reliably, and affordably power the world, it takes experience. 117 years worth. Experience that helps society move towards brave new horizons in technology and innovation that continues powering the future of our nation and the globe. Experience powers us.
At Bill Knight Ford, we're proud to bring you the power of 3. 3 locally owned locations, 1 unbeatable experience. With Bill Knight Ford of Tulsa, Stillwater, and Bartlesville, you have access to a wider selection of vehicles, more service options, and a dedicated team ready to help you at every turn. Convenience, value, and top-notch service at home or at the dealership. Visit any of our locations or shop BillKnightAuto.com. Experience the power of 3 for yourself. That's Bill Knight Ford, home of the Knight Advantage.
At Ascension St. John, we're committed to being your first choice for healthcare in Oklahoma. For movement disorders, spine care, and more, our brain and spine specialists lead in coordinating advanced care. Patients choose us for advanced heart care and personalized cancer care. And we also excel in the things that can't be measured. Listening more closely, caring more compassionately.
Well, FC Tulsa have gone down by 1-0. Not only their first defeat of the season, but the first goal that they have conceded this season. Dave Saunders and Mitch Cashin with you. And Mitch, it just wasn't their night tonight in front of goal. I say, you know, we talk about clear-cut chances, and you can't remember too many, if any, at all in the 90 minutes for FC Tulsa.
Yeah, no, a bit unfortunate for FC Tulsa. I mean, they created, like I said, only a few chances, but not able to make it super difficult on Jake McGuire, which is what you want to do, is truly test the keeper, and they were unable to do that to the capability that you and I know that they're capable of doing.
And let's, you know, give a bit of credit to the opposition. They came in, it was 0-0 at half-time. There wasn't an awful lot that went on in the first half, but they kind of turned it on a little bit in the second half, didn't they?
No, they definitely did. And, I mean, they were able to put in quality chances, and we talked a lot about the subs that came on for North Carolina, but truly the subs that came on for FC Tulsa also did a good job. It's not like they didn't. It's just we're only speaking just because North Carolina won 1-0 and ended up having more opportunities. So shout out to their subs, but also shout out to the FC Tulsa subs that came on and changed the game for them in that second half, because the first half was pretty dull, I would say.
It just shows you that no game is going to be easy. You know, this was a cross-conference game, but no game is easy anymore, is it?
No. I mean, every game you're going to get the best, and particularly FC Tulsa, given that, you know, the last couple seasons haven't really gone their way. This season, they started off really strong. You got new coaching staff, new GM, new players, starting hot, 2-0. So you're going to get everybody's best shot. And we talked a lot about how they hadn't conceded a goal, and maybe we talked about it a little too much and went against them a little bit. But it wasn't that they had a great defensive performance as well. So I don't want to take anything away from the defense. Just great offense by North Carolina.
Well, Luke Spencer, in his first head coaching role here at FC Tulsa, is just about ready to speak to us here live on the broadcast. Luke, is that what you call a frustrating night tonight?
Yeah, absolutely. We weren't sharp tonight. We weren't ourselves. You know, starts with the mentality, and then that leads into the execution. So, not ourselves tonight. We'll look at the film and get back to work on Monday.
Yeah, and Luke, this is Mitch just coming in. I mean, we looked at the keys of the game before the game, and I felt like defensively there were a lot of good moments, and offensively there were some good moments. What were you saying? What do you feel like was lacking from you guys throughout the game?
Yeah, I felt we were very reactive tonight, and just off of the pace. We lost a lot of second balls in the second half. Credit to North Carolina. I thought as the second half started, and when they made their subs, they improved, and we did not. So, yeah, I thought their subs had a big impact on the game.
Luke, you know, obviously going down to the first defeat of the season, obviously very, very early on, and you said, you know, the fans need to be patient, and I guess it's you know, getting the group together. You win together, you draw together, you lose together, right?
Yeah, absolutely, and that's it. You know, we'll look at where we need to improve, and you know, recognize it's still early in the season, and we have things to improve. Every team does. So we'll look at that and look to bounce back from this.
Yeah, and bounce back it is in 6 days' time, home here again against Sacramento Republic.
Yep, and we know they'll be good. Historically, you know, they're one of the best clubs in the league, and now with Neil there, we know it's going to be a tough game, so we'll prepare for that.
Luke, have a good week in preparation, and thanks as always for joining us here live on the broadcast. All the best to you. That's the head coach, Luke Spencer there, who's tasted defeat for the first time. And Mitch Cashin, a final comment from you. I guess congratulate North Carolina coming in, and if you're writing a school report, FC Tulsa could do better, and they'll want to do that in 6 days' time.
Yeah, and they definitely will. I mean, exactly like Luke said, they're going to approach the next game with professionalism and truly have, the memory of a goldfish and forget about it and move on to the next. And congrats to North Carolina coming to Tulsa and getting a 1-0 dub, and best of luck to them as they move on to their next game.
Well, we're talking about next games. Let's have a look at FC Tulsa's schedule. We've already alluded to it. In 6 days' time, they're home here against Sacramento Republic. Then they've got that Forward Madison away game in the Open Cup before Oakland Roots coming to town, and then 2 trips to Las Vegas Lights, and then at one Knoxville Soccer Club. As for the opposition, let's see what happens to them. They go back to North Carolina for a home game against Charleston Battery. That's never easy up against the likes of Cal Jennings Ertel. And then they've got 3 away games at Indy, at New Mexico, at Miami, and then home at the end of April against Charlotte Independence. Well, Mitch Cashin, thank you so much for your input tonight. As Mitch said, they need to have a very short memory and pick it all up 6 days' time. We hope you join us here again at One Oak Field with this wonderful production team who give us the sights and the sounds here at One Oak Field. I guess FC Tulsa had to concede a goal at some stage. It's taken them 4 games in to concede. Alas, they've gone down by a 1-0. Thank you for tuning in tonight. We will see you on Friday when Sacramento Republic are in town, and we'll see if FC Tulsa can pick it up for that one. They go down by 1-0.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.